Hi guys, your boy Aprilia here. Woo! Hear that popping? Alright, today's motovlog, I'm going to talk to you guys about safety. And safety when it comes to helmets, motorcycle helmets. And yeah, when it comes to motorcycle helmets, there's a couple of things you need to know, you know. I know a lot of new riders out there. If you listen to me, new riders, a helmet is not a helmet, alright? I know when you get your first bike, that's your biggest investment. After that, you don't give a fuck about nothing else. I'm not saying all new riders, but most new riders, they invest in the bike and they forget about everything else. If they have to get the helmet, if they have to get a helmet, they pick the cheapest one in the store. Alright, I'm not saying don't buy cheap helmets. I'm saying buy a safe helmet. Alright, and the only way you can know if a helmet is safe, also don't forget, a helmet is not a guarantee that you're not going to die in an accident. Okay, they don't guarantee you, but they give you the best chance to survive, you know. There's nothing that will protect you as well as a helmet. Nothing. So you might as well choose the safest ones. And thankfully, you don't have to break the bank to get a safe helmet nowadays, you know. Because you can find very safe helmet, good quality helmets for, you know, very good price, like around $100, you know what I mean. But don't forget the certifications, you know, because helmets and the manufacturers that make them have to go through testing just like everything else, you know, to make sure they're selling safe products to people. You know, they can't just tell them, you know, make your own test like the Europeans told Volkswagen. You know, Volkswagen been selling, you know, bullshit diesels to people. So yeah, you know, they can't just do that. They have to go test those people, because listen, businessmen are businessmen, you know. They're not honest. You cannot trust them, you know. You have to force their hands, you know. That's how they make good shit, either by finding them or by giving them stiff competition. You know, that's how business people get innovative. But if it's just up to them, you know, they'll make profit and they don't give a fuck about us, you know what I mean. But yeah, talking about safety, there are two things you need to look for when you're buying a helmet. Actually, three things. There's I'm going to give it to you by levels of safety. The first level of safety that's talking about the United States, and I think the United States just have the best and most robust testing criteria, you know. They test everything the hardest. Europeans, nah, you know, they test stuff, but a lot of people in America think Europe is all of that, you know. Yes, they are sometimes, but a lot of things they look, you know, they're not as rigorous as the United States, you know, authorities. All right, when it comes to safety and you know, emission, they're not as rigorous. But so, you know, yeah, first level of safety is DOT. DOT is the certification the US government, you know, gives the helmet, you know, to say the helmet is safe. I mean, you can trust DOT, but also you cannot trust DOT because it's not tested. It's not tested by organizations, you know. It's not even tested by the government. They just tell any manufacturer can build a helmet and just put a DOT sticker on it. They can just tell the government it's safe, and the government will be like, ah, okay, it's cool. Here, put the sticker on it. And that's it. That's how DOT stickers work. So you don't know how it's been tested. You don't know if it's going to save your life. You're just buying it because it's cheap. So that's the helmets you do not buy. DOT only helmets, stay the fuck away from them. Alright, because you'll be lucky if they save your head in an accident. And the next level is going to be ECE, which is the European standard. Alright, a lot of companies use that because it's cheaper. I mean, it's cheaper to get your helmet tested by ECE than, let's say, Snell, which is the next level. And I'll come back to that later. So, you know, a lot of helmets like Suomi and LGV, which are Italian, even Icon, you know, Icon uses ECE. Damn, what the fuck is going on with this traffic, man? So, you know, even Icon uses ECE. I mean, a lot of brands, only 2 brands I know that don't use ECE. No, not only 2, a lot of brands don't use ECE, like Arai, Shoei, I think Shark also, I'm not sure, but a lot of them don't use ECE, they only use Snell. And honestly, me, I only use Snell because Snell is the most rigorous. ECE is alright, but it's not as rigorous as Snell when it comes to testing the helmet and knowing how much heat the helmet will take before braking, you know. And that's why Snell helmets are a little cheaper than ECE helmets are a little cheaper than Snell, because, you know, Snell, they charge you a lot more. And also there's a downside to Snell, which is the next level. I'm talking about Snell right now. Snell helmets tend to be a little heavier than ECE. Why? Because the organization Snell, which is non-profit and it's not the government, you know, they test those helmets, you know, for the safety of the riders, you know. So they make sure, even though the helmet is a little heavier, they think the extra weight is actually good in a crash, you know. So it's not all about, I know people want light helmets, but it's not all about light, you know. Super light don't mean best, you know. And Snell have tested that, you know. It's a little heavier, but it's not heavy, you know, compared to ECE. ECEs are very light helmets, and that's because of the regulations. I mean, you have to look through their manuals and guidelines to see really what specific things make the helmet light and shit, you know what I mean. But if you want to make a super light helmet, you're gonna have to go to ECE. You're not getting no Snell. That's why the AGV Pista GP, which is one of the lightest helmets out there, is only ECE. You know, I'm not saying it's not going to pass Snell because, you know, they didn't test it with Snell, but it's ECE. And I mean, that's why I'm not saying it's not a safe helmet. It probably is, but I'd rather have a Snell helmet. And that's just personal preference, you know. You know me, you know, I put safety first. I'm not all about the cool factor or the graphics or who's wearing it. If that guy's name is Rossi, head developer, I don't care. I'm all about the safety. So yeah, guys, this is the differences, you know. DOT only helmets, they tell you they're, you know, starter helmets and shit. No, they're not. I don't know why they keep telling people, you know, you should start with a DOT only helmet. Because who's a starter? The starter is a new rider. A new rider is the one that cannot afford to crash. Experienced riders, you know, they can afford to crash more, I mean, more than new riders, because they've been down before. And the more you crash, you know, the more natural it becomes. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. A new rider needs the safest thing he can get, because they don't know what to look for. They've never been down before. And they need to have the safest shit ever. So that's why I always tell my new riders, you know, get a DOT and Snell helmet. I mean, you can find a lot of them, nice quality for under $150. I mean, the only difference between all right, tunnel. So yeah, guys, the only difference between a $150 Snell helmet and a $800 Snell helmet is the airflow, comfort, and maybe exotic materials. That's it. The safety is the same. You might not be as comfortable in a $120 Scorpion helmet, which is Snell, as a $800 Arai helmet. But you're going to be the same level of safety, the same level of testing that goes into the Ri went into the Scorpion. You know, even though they use less expensive materials, you know, the airflow is not the best, all that shit, the features, you know, the name, but you know, you still get the same level of safety. So guys, you know, get a Snell. I mean, ECE won't hurt. If you find an ECE helmet that you like, go ahead and get it. You know, it's going to save you. It's going to protect you a lot more than a DOT only helmet. And also, most DOT only helmets are only freaking plastic. And I don't care how, you know, how far the polycarbonate has come. You know, I rather fiberglass or nothing. You know, fiberglass or carbon fiber. I'm not fucking with no plastic helmet. You know what I mean? Especially on a sport bike where I know I'm always going over the speed limit. You know, so yeah, guys, you know, take my advice. If you're new riders, even if you're experienced riders and you're riding with some cheap DOT helmets, you know, drop that shit and buy yourself a nice Snell helmet. You know, you don't have to spend more than $200. You can find a lot of nice Snell helmets. Just look for the deals, man. You know, always some deals going on helmets. You know, like some graphics going out of the market. You know, they drop the prices so they can get them out of the door. You know, grab one of those. You know, be safe out there, guys. You know, I mean, you see a lot of crashes on TV and shit. It's not pretty. You always hear about people crashing and dying. Most of them are not wearing the proper gear, or they have some cheap $30 helmet they picked up at the store. You know, I mean, honestly, if I had a motorcycle store, a gear store, I would not sell DOT only helmets. No fucking way, man. Woo, look at this. This is the family court, man. They just built that shit. And look at that sexy looking Aprilia over there. Oh yeah, that's the family court. Jesus, man, this place is hell, man. Oh man, I'm so glad I ain't got those problems, man. Sometimes, you know what, sometimes I get tempted to come just go in the courtroom and just sit and watch, you know, with some popcorn and shit. That's free entertainment right there, man. Honestly, guys, try this shit. Start going to courtrooms and just laughing. You know, it's fun as hell. The kind of shit people say in front of the judge, man, it's just ridiculous. So yeah, guys, I was saying, you know, if I had a gear store, I would not sell gear that's not CE certified, or, you know, like helmets that are only DOT certified. I'm not selling those because I would not ride in them. Why would I want somebody to ride in this shit, you know? So yeah, guys, this is my opinion when it comes to, you know, helmets, and why new riders should really invest in nice quality shit, because you're new and you got a lot to lose. Alright, guys, this is Alpha Rider. I'm in the middle of Center City, man. Well, I need to split because I'm not going to stop in traffic. Alright, when you're doing this, go low speed in case some asshole jumps in between those cars, you know. You ain't gotta hit him too hard. Alright, guys, this is Alpha Rider, and I'm out of this biatch.